Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. A warm welcome to all my new subscribers. Don't forget to thumbs up this video. My beautiful people, like, comment, and subscribe. Always, if you're a new subscriber, how are you doing? One love. Let's all stay positive and blessed. Let's all say a prayer for our brothers and sisters of St. Vincent and the traumatic situation that they're going through. My heart bleeds for the people of St. Vincent. That's why I keep updating you guys of what's going on. Please watch the video I have. It's so touching and it's so informative. You will love it. Okay, you will know what's going on with my channel if you're looking to know anything about the last soufriere volcano. I'm the girl for you. Okay, but anyway, the water supply, there's no clean water anymore because of the ash fall, and when the rain falls, the ash goes into the water supply, so there's scarce on water. Their homes are ruined. Some people, their house is ruined, and oh my God, it's really crazy what's going on. Yesterday, Sunday, there was another eruption, so that's the third eruption. So it's like every day something a new eruption is going on. Is really traumatizing, tragic, and very, oh my God, I can't even put into words what's going on because just in disbelief that this is happening. This natural disaster is like a demon. Basically, it is a demon. So please stay safe, everyone. And also, Trinidad and Tobago is sending their troops over to help our beautiful brothers and sisters of St. Vincent, to help them out. So please, everyone, let's say a prayer for them. And if you are donating to the St. Vincent people, please make sure it's credible and it's a reputable source, because there's a lot of people who is not honest and who is very disingenuous and using the situation as bait. So please be careful, okay? One love. Stay prayed up always. Please watch the video. Bye, everyone. Have a beautiful Monday, okay? Bye.
Well, it's very dark, so you can't see it that much. As it's dark, but the water is ashes. Once you get an idea how ashes look when they mix it up in the water, that is exactly how it is at Majaka water catchment at present. Bay ashes, bay ashes. We can't release this water into our tanks. None at all. We cannot put this water into our tank. So people, consumers, we are begging you, please, whatsoever water all you get stopped, I want to tell all you try pick it. The old people say pick where you get. Well, now you have to try pick the water there, because we can't put this water here in our tanks. None at all. It's just not suitable enough. I guess it's kind of dark, so you might see it that proper, but it's serious. It's very serious. And muddy rain come, is more ash gonna wash down inside the catchment itself. So you're gonna take a time, it's gonna take a while before this water here could come back to normal. Over and out.
So as I tried to explain before, pyroclastic flows, they're also called pyroclastic density currents, are a particular kind of phenomena that occurs at volcanoes like ours, that when they erupt explosively. And what is simply involved is that, if you think of it, when the volcano explodes, it's breaking up bits and pieces of rock. It has a lot of gas in it. You have different fragments of rock, different size of rock. You have boulders that are as big as 1 meter, as tall as many meters. It could be as small. So you have various sizes of pieces of material, and when it explodes, it breaks them up. Now, usually it breaks them up and it pushes them up in the air, right? So that's where you have the plume of ash, and in fact, some of them when it breaks them up, the rock itself just get pelted off the crater, and they fall back on the land, and we call those ballistics, just like shooting guns. So the ballistics, and they fall back. Most of it goes up in ash. Now, all that stuff that is going up in the air, as well as some of the ballistics, sometimes instead of going up in the air because it doesn't quite have the energy to carry it as high up as it has been doing, our plumes have been going up to 15, 17 kilometers high, right? So instead of going up in the air, what happens is that it can't hold itself up in the air. The material is going up there and moving up in there very fast. It collapses on itself. And when it collapses on itself, it's in a process that we call column collapse. It then moves down the mountainside. This same material that has a lot of gas in it has bits and pieces of rock. It moves on the mountainside and tends to hug the valleys, and it consists of a number of parts. The part that is in the valley itself has a lot of boulders. So you have a lot of boulders that's rubbing along the valley in a similar kind of way like you have a river, but moving much faster. And above it, well, in front of it, there's a wave of finer ash called a surge. So it's like, if you think of a hot, heavy wind. So you have a heavy part, that's in the main part, and then you have a wind that's stretching out in front and to the side. And above it, you have a rising column of ash, just like in the plumes. So if you visualize that, so you have something that is shooting down the mountainside. It's going faster than Bolt. It's going at 100, sometimes 200 kilometers per hour speed, kind of, right? So it's really going fast. Fortunately, it stays mainly in the valley, but sometimes it spreads over to the surrounding higher parts. But when it meets anything in the valley, whether it is trees, cars, buildings, it has enough force that it pushes them out of the way, destroys them, and keeps going. It has so much force that more than likely, when it gets to this, it has so much force, so much energy, and so much heat, when it gets to the sea, to the coastline now, it gets to the sea, you would think that when it gets to the sea, you would think that, wait, the sea would cool it down. What happens is that it's so hot that it then boils the top of the sea. It causes the top of the sea to get hot. And it then creates a cushion of bubbles that it then starts moving even faster and shoots across the sea. And in fact, it only runs out eventually. So these pyroclastic flows, when they come to the sea, you will tend to see them, they will boil the sea. And they will shoot across the sea as a foam of rapidly moving hot air. And they will spoil anything in the way. These are how our flows operate. We don't have lava flows, the nice, slow, runny things that's red and glowing. We don't have those things here. What we have is fragments of rock and boulders and other things that shoot on the mountainside very fast and destroys everything. Those are our kind of flows, and they are called pyroclastic flows or pyroclastic density currents. That's what we have, and that's one of the most dangerous things from our kind of volcano. The ash is dangerous because it dumps everything, but those are the things that if you're in the path, anything in this part will kill you. Those are the things that, for example, would have killed people in 1902. So it means that anybody on the mountain now, anybody on the volcano, and we don't know where these things will collapse because of how the plumes are going, because of how the ash is going. The collapse could happen anywhere around the top. So the plume is coming from a center, the collapse could happen anyway. So it could happen that goes towards Fancy, it could happen it could goes towards Oya, it could happen it goes towards Sandy Bay, it could happen and goes towards Larakai, Balen, Wallabu. It goes all the way around. So any of the valleys particularly, and sometimes the areas above the valleys, could become really places that anything inside there will be destroyed. So
what you said, Richie,
yeah.
what you said about when they go into the sea and they have the energy still and they will move in the waters, that means if these pirogues or any vessel, they'll create difficulties for them.
Yeah, yes, indeed. And in fact, if you, I would suggest that if you're on the sea and you see what it looks like when you're in the sea or when you see them, they really look harmless. They look like they're moving, they look like a very fast moving cloud that moves on the mountainside. They look like a billowing cloud that is just suddenly coming on the mountainside. So when you see them, they look real, it just looks like clouds. So if you're out to sea, if you're not more than a mile or two out to sea, and you see one of them things coming down, coming into the sea, you need to move out because they will come to the boat and they will destroy the boat too. They burn the boat. In fact, there are stories from 1902 where people who were offshore the Wallabu River, when the pyroclastic flows came down, they were actually offshore too close. So they jump into the sea and they try to dive and they think the water above them was boiling. Some of them came up and they got their skin scald. Some of them didn't survive. Stories occur. So So it's not just on the land alone, but at least a mile out, I would think, out away from the land, the danger is from these flows. So if you're a craft, if you're a fisher, if you're somebody sightseeing, you shouldn't be. If you're a fisherman flying those areas and you see one of those things coming down to the sea, go out to sea and get away from them, and you should be okay.
Now, let me ask this. You know, last night we had from maybe 10:30 thereabouts.
Yeah.
We had the electrical system, the Vinlex system, the power system out.
Yeah.